Don't ask dumb questions. Now you're probably thinking, dumb questions? What dumb questions? Who is she talking to? Is she talking to me? Why are my questions dumb? Okay, let me explain. Now this is particularly for first year PhD students. Wait, hold on, where are you going? Oh, you aren't doing a PhD? Are you a doctor or a medical student? Do you want to do research in the future? Yeah, that's fine, you can stay. Please, sit down. Oh, I think it's gone. So, asking dumb questions. What do I mean by that? Now, the way the education system is in this country, students aren't really taught to think for themselves or question things. Now, before you come at me, I'm only talking about my personal experiences because that is all I can talk about. And that is, I've been educated here my entire life, sat my GCSEs and A-levels, and then did 4 years of undergraduate medicine at UCL before I decided to take a break to do a 4-year PhD, which I've now come towards the end of. Now, up until and including my A-levels, I never once questioned what I was learning. I just learnt the material and regurgitated it in an exam in an acceptable manner such that I got marks for it. In fact, quite a lot of marks, and I ended up at medical school. Even at medical school, the first and only time I recall ever questioning what I was learning and challenging ideas was during my IBSc year, my research year, where we had to study science, write essays, and critique research. A little bit. And even then, when we were critiquing and writing essay plans, we were still memorising them prior to exams because we wanted to get marks. And even with essay exams, there was a right answer, or a right way of answering the question that we had to learn. And medical school otherwise was just SBA based, multiple choice questions where there was always a single best answer. And of course OSCEs, where our practical and clinical skills were assessed. Now, hopefully what I'm getting across is that until I did my PhD, I always had a right thing to learn, which I guess is fine because the point of the education system is to teach us material, to give us a knowledge base, and then to examine that knowledge base. Until you do a PhD, or for that matter, until you leave education and start working in the real world, it's the same thing. Suddenly, you're thrown into this environment where your knowledge base alone, what you've spent all this time learning and studying for, isn't necessarily helpful. For example, with a PhD, the whole point of your research is to find a hole in the literature and to fill it with something new. What you do during your PhD, if you do it well and with a little bit of luck, whatever you discover and publish, students may one day be memorising it for their exams. But you haven't discovered it yet. You're going to be walking into the unknown. So obviously at the start of this journey, you're going to have a lot of questions, as you should. And you're probably going to ask a lot of dumb questions. Now, I should make it clear, I don't actually believe there is such a thing as a dumb question. If you don't know something that you need to know, you obviously have to figure out the answer somehow. And it's fine to not know things and to seek those answers. Now, when I say dumb questions, I mean those that may be perceived as being dumb by the senior person that you're asking for help, simply because of the way that you've phrased the question. And by that I mean, if you go up to someone senior, say a postdoc in the lab if you're a PhD student, and effectively say, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know anything about this, can you tell me what to do and tell me what I need to know? That probably won't be well received if your senior postdoc are expecting you to know at least a little bit about the situation. And if you're watching this and you're a supervisor who's thinking, no, there are no such things as dumb questions, my students can ask me anything. Be honest, how many times have you been busy and had a student come up to you to ask you something really simple in your opinion because you have several years of experience, it might be perceived to be simple to you but not necessarily simple to them, but still simple in your opinion. And after spending however long explaining the answer, thought to yourself afterwards, they could have figured that out on their own. Or, they should know that by now, I can't believe they don't. And if you're a student who's gone up to someone senior and asked them for help, phrased as before, that you effectively don't know anything, how many times have you walked away from that interaction feeling like they had been short with you, or spoken down to you, or generally just not been nice to you and made you feel like you were dumb? Now, nice supervisors do exist. The point of this video isn't to deter you from asking for help, but what I am going to do is tell you the simple change that you can make to how you ask your questions, so that they're better received, and you don't walk away from that interaction feeling like you've asked something dumb. Because you do actually know more than you're letting on. So don't go to a senior person and give them the impression that you don't. You want to make them feel like you've effectively already fit the jigsaw puzzle together and you're just missing 1 or 2 pieces, rather than make them feel like they've got to show you how to build the entire jigsaw puzzle from scratch. So here's what you do. Instead of flat out saying, I don't know what to do in this case, please help, present all of the information that you have surrounding the question, as much of it as you can. Put together the jigsaw puzzle, and then make it really obvious what the specific gap, the missing piece in your knowledge is. For example, if you're a PhD student and you've tried an experiment that's failed, don't go up to your senior postdoc and say, it's not worked, I don't know why, please help. Instead say, this is the experiment I did, insert details here, here are the results, insert results here. As you can see, this experiment failed. I've had to think about it myself, and I've come up with some potential explanations for why I think it failed, as well as some solutions to fix it. I was hoping to get a second opinion on this, so I've come to see what you think. Can you help me out? Do you see how that second question was infinitely better? Showing that you've actually put in the work and making it clear that you actually do know something is going to make your questions be received much better by a senior person, instead of them maybe thinking ill of you and being short with you for disturbing them with a seemingly dumb question. So again, there are no such things as dumb questions. Just make sure that you are phrasing your questions properly to convey your existing understanding, which is definitely not nothing. Alright, anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you liked watching this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It just helps me know if people actually like watching this content, or if I'm just shouting into the void. If you like what I'm doing here, please do hit that subscribe button to follow along, and I will see you next time. Bye for now!